this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm your host. My guests this evening are Margot and Gloria from the local organization SCORE. Ladies, welcome.
Thank you.
How are you guys tonight?
Good.
Thanks for coming down.
To be here. Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about yourselves, a little bit of background information, how long you've been involved with SCORE, and exactly what each of you do for the organization.
Okay, sure. I'll start off.
Okay, sure.
I'm Margot Whitekamp. I am with SCORE in the Essex area. I'd first like to talk a little bit about what SCORE is.
Yeah.
SCORE is a nonprofit organization that was created 50 years ago. And the goal of SCORE is to help small businesses and entrepreneurs to either start a business or to grow an existing business.
Okay.
It is a resource partner of the Small Business Administration.
Sure.
And it's a completely free service for people, and it's run by volunteers like myself and Gloria.
Okay.
In terms of my involvement, I have been with SCORE since for about 9 months now.
Okay.
I had spent my career of 35 years in the area of marketing, marketing research and strategy in consumer goods companies. I most recently worked at Johnson & Johnson and retired there after 20 years with them.
Okay.
And I'm now spending my time in my own business. I have a marketing consulting firm, and I do a lot of volunteer work with SCORE.
Nice.
And for SCORE, I'm actually the chair of their marketing activities as well as a certified mentor.
Aha, now as a certified mentor, what do you do?
Well, as a mentor, we meet one-on-one with entrepreneurs and business owners. Either people who have an idea about wanting to start a business, some of them have actually started making plans, others just have it as an initial thought.
All right.
And I work with them one-on-one with a team of mentors to help them think through their ideas, to help them develop their business plans, to help guide them along the way. The service to them is completely free, it's completely confidential, and it's very fulfilling work to help people make their dreams come true in terms of their businesses.
Okay. And Gloria, how about you?
I'm Gloria McKenna. I've been with SCORE for about 6 months. I live in Madison, and that's also where I am, as Margot said, a certified mentor. So I work with clients one-on-one there with our mentoring team. My background also is in marketing and advertising, and I've worked with a number of large and small advertising agencies and clients, both large and small, which comes really in handy with a lot of the local businesses that we're working with here, which tend to be either everything from local retailers, local restaurants, service providers, all sorts of businesses, nonprofits, artists. It's very interesting.
Now, exactly what does if one get involved with SCORE, how do they, what can they expect?
Do you mean as a client or as a volunteer?
Either.
We'll speak about both.
I'll take both. Let's start as a client first.
As a client, okay. Well, so anyone who's interested, either who's thinking of starting a small business, or if you have a small business that you want to take to the next level, or you're grappling with a business issue, or even a medium-sized business, you can go to our website, sect.score.org, find out about all the services we offer. The one-on-one mentoring, as we've mentioned, we also offer a series of workshops in the local area on everything from business planning, Quicken, financial services, all manner of topics, marketing, putting a business plan together. And once you come into SCORE as a client, you'll meet with your local team, usually meet once a month for about an hour, one-on-one, as we said. And it's, you come in, most clients will come in either with a central question they're trying to tackle together, or if they're just coming in with a business idea and need our help with putting a business plan together from scratch or a marketing plan. So really wherever they are in their business process, we can tack in with them and help them take it from there.
Okay.
And I'll talk about the mentors that we have.
Please.
Gloria and I are two of the newest ones, I would say, in our chapter. Our chapter is the Southeastern Connecticut chapter of SCORE, or it's abbreviated as SECT.
Right.
.score.org if you're looking for us online. But we have about 40 mentors. They're all retired or not retired business executives. In fact, I wanted to mention what SCORE stands for is the Service Corps of Retired Executives. But the reality is, many of us are not.
Neither of us are
Exactly, exactly.
So we have our day jobs, and then we also have our volunteer work, which is SCORE. But the kinds of people it attracts, well, two of them are right here.
Exactly.
But we attract people who have had a very full business experience in their working life, often in general management or in manufacturing or in finance, people who have a creative background, people who are lawyers, accountants, who want to participate in the community and help drive and grow small businesses. You know, one of the things we find from having careers, in long-term careers, is that we've been, you know, benefited from so much training on many different topics and many different disciplines. Most of our people who are starting new businesses don't have that wealth of business experience. They have great ideas, they have great passion, they know what they want to accomplish, but they really need some guidance in terms of the approach to their business. So one of the major things that we do, and I think it's just such an incredible benefit to people, is that we'll sit with an entrepreneur or someone who already has a business, and we will help them build a very strong business plan so that they can convince banks or family or whoever they need to invest in their business, because that is one of the biggest challenges of many small businesses or startups, is finding financing. Now, SCORE does not provide financing for businesses, but we do help them find places that could possibly provide them financing, whether it's the small business and loan associations or banks, because SCORE is very knowledgeable as an organization and has good connections with these institutions. So that's another way in which we help them. But the mentors, just going back to that, because I think maybe there'd be some people listening who might like to be a mentor, is it is a relatively small time commitment, really. You mentor a couple of times a month. You do some things besides mentoring in terms of administration, and there's some meetings, but it's all with a really great group of people who all care about small businesses in Connecticut. And did you want to add in?
No, I absolutely agree with you. Yeah, and what's exciting is, I mean, really, no two clients' businesses are the same. So we'll see, you know, even in a single mentoring session, we'll see a restaurant, a retailer, and, you know, a service provider. And so some of the issues are consistent across. So, you know, proper cash flow planning, business planning for funding, marketing and promotion of the business. But then within that, each business is unique. So it's a wonderful opportunity for the local businesses to get essentially one-on-one consulting support for free in the area.
And I was going to say, where are the meetings normally held? Are they held in a remote, secure, or in a remote location that is confidential?
Yes, we have actually the Southeast Connecticut chapter of SCORE has 8 mentoring locations. And so we have them along the shoreline. We have them in Guilford, Madison, Old Saybrook, and Essex. We're also up north in Middletown and Norwich. And we're in
New London, our newest one.
New London and Waterford as well. And the mentoring is held in a private location, often in a bank or in the library, depending on the town, or at the Chamber of Commerce, in a private room. It's just the client and usually, you know, 2 or 3 mentors with different skill sets will meet with the person and help to really listen to what they need help with and then develop a plan. It is completely confidential and completely free. And it's one of these things that I always kid with Bob Potter, who is the chairman of our group. I kid with him that it's the best kept secret in Connecticut and maybe in many places, right, Gloria? It's like before I moved to Connecticut last year, I had not heard of SCORE. I was looking for a volunteer opportunity because I had retired from my full-time job and was doing consulting. And I came across SCORE, and I actually found it by a video that I saw online by Bob Potter, our chairman. And I called, and I got looped in. And what about you? How did you
Same
find it?
thing. Actually, there was a local posting in our local Madison newspaper, which I think Margot's marketing efforts probably
that's
were
true, I did.
instrumental in having them posted. I saw it, and it looked like a wonderful opportunity to really give back, what our skill set is, being professionals for decades in the workforce. We all have something to contribute, and that's our gift, if you will, to the local community. And I think what's also exciting is, in each local town, you've got, as Margot said, your 2 or 3 mentors you'll meet with, but if there's a particular need the business may have, within our network of 40-odd mentors in the chapter, we all have very particular and specialized business backgrounds, so we can reach out to colleagues, if there's a particular, working with a franchise or something like that we ourselves don't have the background in. Sure enough, several of those 40 other colleagues do. So think of it as sort of access to 40 very, very skilled business executives to address your business needs.
And actually, even beyond our 40, there's a national chapter. It is a nationwide organization, SCORE, and it actually has 13,000 individuals in SCORE. So we are connected via the internet and by our web site, so that if we find someone who needs help with a very special kind of problem, we can actually use our network of mentors across the country and find someone who will then connect via email or phone to help that individual. So it's a remarkable free resource.
I was gonna say, until I interviewed Bob Potter and talked to John Ferrara, I had no idea what SCORE was. Bob and I did an interview a couple months ago, and a whole half hour on SCORE, and he actually brought it to light of exactly what you guys do, and it seems like a really awesome organization.
Well, what's interesting too, so it's been around, 50-odd years, and as Margot said, we're nationwide, but it's a very interesting time within the organization in that an increased focus in, broadening our ranks from not just retired folks to also mentors that are still in the workplace, broadening our client reach to include more women, more minorities, diversity, former military, also really kind of casting a wide net to serve as broad a community as we can across the country. And the other thing too is our digital resources, which you can get through our local chapter website.
We'll talk about that during the next segment.
Yeah, so the notion that SCORE is really doing everything that it can.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
To keep up with the times, both digitally and in person.
Would you guys mind sticking around for another segment?
Sure.
We'll be right back.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly. Tiana gave her pet the royal treatment. Belle found beauty where no one else did. And you can too. Share your heart. Share your love. Bring home your forever friend. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it.
I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
And welcome back to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. Sitting here with Margot and Gloria from SCORE. Ladies, welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Not a problem. So, first segment where we're talking a little bit about SCORE and the resources that they offer. Maybe we can pick up for my radio and TV viewing audience that are just joining us exactly what SCORE is and the types of services that you guys offer.
Sure.
All right.
Okay, so SCORE is a volunteer organization. It's nonprofit. It provides guidance and education for small business owners and entrepreneurs who are just looking to start a business. In Connecticut, we are part of the Eastern Connecticut chapter, where we have about 40 mentors like ourselves, and we mentor in 8 different locations in Southeast Connecticut. If anyone is listening who is kind of getting interested after the first segment and wants to know, well, how do I contact these guys or gals, as the case may be?
Exactly.
It's sect.score.org. We'll bring you to our website, and on there you can request a mentor, you can request more information.
Okay.
In terms of the resources, we were just before the break, Gloria was talking about, that we give workshops, we have educational tools. If you go online to the national site or to our site, it will take you to the national site, which is at score.org. And there is a tremendous amount of free resources on how to write a business plan, what are the 5 things you need to do marketing for your company.
Okay.
There's articles related to e-commerce, there's articles related to social media, how to get started with social media. So just an amazing amount of materials and resources that are completely free, and you can download them. You can start taking a look at them yourself, and if you have any questions, there are folks, 40 folks actually right in Connecticut, like Gloria and myself, who are happy to answer questions, meet with you personally. What else would you?
Well, and if anyone's listening who's interested in potentially becoming a mentor, either if you're recently retired or still in the workforce, we'd love to talk with you. So again, sect.score.org, and you can follow the links for submitting an application to become a volunteer. And then you'll go through a vetting process with our local chapter leadership. You'll probably meet in person, and then there's a certification process which is done online, which takes you through all the confidentiality and the ethics guidelines that we follow with our clients, and some basics for sound one-on-one client mentorship best practices, which is great. And once you're certified, you go through a brief 3-month probationary period to get started. And then you're up and running. But I will say, and I think Margot will agree, it's really gratifying to work with the local business community and to help them sort of, have their businesses thrive. And it's a wonderful way to stay connected in your town, in your local area, and help them succeed.
The other piece of the volunteering, I would say, is that you meet so many interesting people within the chapter, because you're looking at men and women who have had very diverse backgrounds and experiences, and they all come together with a common cause, really, which is helping small businesses, which ultimately build to large businesses and help keep Connecticut feeling like Connecticut, where there's interesting small shops open. It's very, very challenging in the economy for the last quite a few years. And small businesses are under tremendous pressure because people want to shop online, they want to go find the best price. It changes the character of some of our small towns if there's no interesting shops to go into. And we think that buying locally is a very, very important thing as citizens of our towns, and helping those small business owners is really, we consider it an honor to help people have a successful business in our towns, because that's what makes it feel like you're living in a small town versus living in a mall. So.
Yeah.
Now, as far as when they mentoring sessions, how long are they? Are they a couple hours? Are they an hour? Are they 45 minutes?
They're typically an hour.
Okay.
Yeah. Although it's interesting, between sessions we'll work, so after each session the lead mentor will do a detailed write-up of what was discussed, what was agreed to. Usually our clients will have some homework, if you will, to do to prepare for the next session. And then before the session begins, we'll do a little reminder saying, here's the homework, and hope you'll look forward to talking about the progress you've made on it. So whether it's doing a draft P&L statement, a draft marketing plan, we help our clients sort of advance to the next stage of what they need for their business. And then they use this, partially for our expertise. Often it's just as a sounding board sometimes for bouncing new ideas around.
I was going to say on that point, Gloria, a lot of what we hear back from our clients is they're so appreciative of people cheering them on, believing in their idea, helping them move it forward, because when you're an entrepreneur, you're often not surrounded by a big group cheering you on.
Exactly.
It's a very challenging road, and some people through our coaching, some people say, you know what, this really isn't the right path for me. Others go on to really start putting down solid plans. They get financing, they build businesses, and they're just such wonderful success stories for themselves and for their communities. But I think that, being a business owner can be very overwhelming at times for people.
Right.
And we don't just help startups, we help people who have been around for years. They have a small business, they're struggling sometimes because new competition has opened up, or they haven't stayed current on how to do e-marketing and they're not clear on what's the next step. So we provide a lot of education, workshops. We don't do the work for people.
Right.
We don't write their plans. We guide them and help them
You're there
become
as a guidance
independent.
tool.
Yes.
Exactly.
You're not there
Exactly,
to
Peter.
write this for me.
Right.
Here's the information I want. Write it for me. Make it look pretty.
Right.
No,
Right.
that ain't happening.
No.
And I think another important point to note is that it's sort of a judgment-free zone.
Okay.
So we may
Right.
we'll guide with with kind of a firm vision of what might be right and appropriate for the business, but at the end of the day, it's our client's business, not our
Right,
business.
exactly.
So it's definitely a space where our clients can be completely open, it's confidential, we can talk financials, we can talk, if it's a family-run business, sometimes there are family dynamics that
Of course.
they want
Totally.
kind of a safe space to talk through as one business person to another. But I think, generally speaking, it tends to be a very productive process for the clients. That's what we hear.
I was going to say, and you guys obviously are like a well-oiled organization because you guys help a lot of people, I'm assuming, in the area.
I think the other fun thing that, just even in the short time we've both been part of the chapter, the chapter is always growing and learning as well. So, I'm the first one to say we learn from our clients sometimes if they're starting in a new segment or something like that. But I think we're also deeply committed to staying current in our skills, in our perspective, whether it's digital marketing, just to name one thing, but whatever it is, we're committed to being as productive and as valuable a resource to our clients as we can be.
And SCORE has such a far-reaching impact to the point you were making. We help a lot of people. Actually, SCORE volunteers contribute 1 million hours every year.
Wow.
They affect 360,000 people. They helped create last year 25,000 new jobs. So it's really very far-reaching. And in the Connecticut area, we also help an amazing amount of people because we work around, every month, every week, we are mentoring people. And what we want to do, and part of being with you today, Peter, is just to really let people know SCORE exists, to have clients or people who might just want someone to talk to about their business to connect with us, and also to have volunteers who find this interesting, who have skills that they'd like to share to help other people make their dreams come true. And again, what is our website address?
sect.score.org. And we're also on Facebook.
We're also on Facebook, yes, and I would appreciate it if everyone would go and like us. We're at Southeastern SCORE on Facebook and Southeastern Connecticut SCORE. And if you could go and like us, I'd get a lot of brownie points back at the office.
I'm going to say Bob Potter would love it.
Bob and John Ferrara would really like it if I got some points.
I think
Two names I've never heard of.
in that vein as well, we've undertaken just this spring a real push for outreach in our local area along the shoreline and up the river. So if anyone's involved with a local either chamber group or Rotary or Lions Club or whatever it is, where you think your constituents would get benefit from hearing about what SCORE does, maybe some of your folks want to join as volunteers. We're happy to come out and speak at your group meetings.
Right, that's a very good point.
Anything like
Talk a
that.
little about the Speakers Bureau.
It works both ways as well, and then all of our mentors, and then we have a battery of workshop speakers that we work with as well, are available to come to your local group if you think if there's a particular topic that your members would want to hear about, business finance, starting a marketing plan, what have you. We either have a speaker probably, or can find a skilled speaker to come and speak on that subject to your group.
Right, and we find when we go out to the Lions Club and the Rotary Clubs and the Chamber of Commerce that they are all people also trying to help small businesses.
Right.
So it's really kind of this nice overlap, a sweet spot where we all come together with kind of the same goals and objectives.
Now, as far as, obviously, your Speakers Bureau happens once a month, once every other month?
Well, we put on in the course of a year over 30 workshops along our shoreline towns. But again, we're available essentially on demand. If your group has a monthly luncheon meeting or breakfast meeting that you need a speaker for, we'd love to talk with you about what the issues or topics that your members care about and put together a custom program for you.
Website one more time before we say goodnight.
Okay.
sect.score.org.
And they can find all the information regarding the organization on the website and all that other fun stuff.
Exactly.
Well, ladies, I want to thank you guys for coming down
Thank
tonight,
you
and hopefully
so
we'll have you
much.
on again.
That was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. On behalf of the ladies, I'm Peter. Thanks and good night, and we'll see you next week.